On a wayward wind with a knock and a bump, someone's up early, the bump made me jump, for the quiet hours were woken by a thump. As my youngest is out of bed, he jumps off his bunk. He has no awareness that others still sleep. Within their slumber they all sleep deep. Well, that silence is shattered by a squeak and a shriek, a crash-bang wallop, and then he starts to speak. Good morning, everybody, for I am awake. And if I am, then you should be, and we should all go and make some breakfast for me, and for you, tea in a cup. And we don't have to be quiet, because everybody else is up. If you look at my front door, there's a pair of lips stuck to the glass. Twitchy fingers wriggle inside, and this in time will pass. His little feet are like staple guns. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. He climbs up the furniture, bounces, springs, then jumps. He's hanging off the curtains now, swinging one way and another. Like a monkey in the zoo, he slam dunks his brother. The two of them are bickering, both jabbering at the same time. Words at 100 miles an hour, lips that squeak in rhyme. They stop for a moment to fill up on more sweets. Haribo, Tangtastic, cramming them into their cheeks. Now they chase each other, all red and full of sweat. Mother will have to catch them in a giant fishing net and chuck them in the freezer to help them calm down. Well, that's an exaggeration, but they'll have to come around to the fact that there's no more sweets for a week. The sugar rush is far too much, far too many sweets. Bobby Knuckles liked to fight. He shadow boxed himself. He ate raw eggs and beefsteak, and he looked after his health. And one day, whilst wearing boxing gloves, he got caught short and needed a pee. In the middle of the boxing ring, it was a sight to see. He couldn't hold it any longer as he doubled up in pain. Falling back, he just let go. It was like a shower of rain. Now embarrassed, he limped off, and the crowd's laughter became muffled. And that was the day when Bobby Knuckles became Bobby Shuffles. Squiddly-diddly-doo, there's nothing you can do, said his mother to another. Brian just can't stand still. It's like he's got legs full of snot, and legs they sneeze and squeeze, for he's a wrigglebot under pressure down from the knees. One day his mum tied him up so that he could not move, and the whole house started to shake, if only there was something to soothe. Well, the answer to her problem lay within an experiment she saw on the news. So she cut off his legs and gave him robot legs to go with some robot shoes. So every time he wriggles now, she just flicks off the switch, and Brian's stuck in his magnetic bed without a flicker or a twitch. Randall and Finch would go on the pinch. They'd steal whatever wasn't nailed down. They'd take without care whatever wasn't theirs. Well, one day they stole all the letterboxes in town. Well, within this endeavour, they thought they were clever, and they thought they'd be sent everyone's birthday presents. Money and cards, gifts and rewards, cashback and winnings, rubbing their hands, both grinning. But to their surprise, and before their eyes, through the letterbox it spilled. It gave them the chills and made them quite ill, for they ended up with everyone's bills. Wizards and witches conjure up spells, but the magician, he plays tricks. He uses his illusions, and apart your mind he picks. For you will not see it, his hands are far too slick. He will use this as distraction, but they call it magic. Pick a card, any card, but do not let me see. Slide it back into the pack and shuffle them 1, 2, 3. Then before your eyes, was this the card you picked? Yes, it was, but how? You've been well and truly tricked. Quackman and Antler can solve any crime. Detectives of the undergrowth, the creeper and the vine. The mighty redwood casts its shadow. Foul play has been delivered. Dead chicken, single blow. Jack Rabbit stands and shivers. Antler talks to Jack Rabbit, and Quackman sweeps the scene. Jack says he can't remember, but a bump on his head can be seen. Quackman spots a broken branch high above their heads. A handful of feathers and half a worm. It's plain to see, he said. Dead chicken like myself, we cannot fly very well, and tempted by a juicy worm, this is where he fell. Jack Rabbit, sir, you killed dead chicken, but it was an accident. Falling on your head, he snapped his neck, and that is evident. Case closed.